Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Real Spiritual Clarity. My name is Richard, and let's get started. Please listen, love, and forgive. Let's listen, love, and forgive. Please dot all your I's and cross all your T's. And thank you, Spirit, for the clear and concise messages today. Let us see, hear, and feel the things we need to. And, yep, thank you, Spirit. Hope everyone's doing well today. It's a pretty steamy one here. Yep. But you know what? I like summer much more than winter. Oh boy. Alright. The first card out is, yep, Six of Pentacles. Yeah, Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine. They're trying to get on that even footing right now. They want to work together. They want to come back together and live peacefully and harmoniously, actually. Yeah. They want to have a good life together, and they're going to. Because you know what? They've been through so much, they're going to put all that behind them. You know? I see here the scales, you know, they're giving me a little bit of a Libra vibe. He wants to come back, Divine Masculine wants to come back, and he wants to give equally to his Divine Feminine, something that he didn't do in the past. And he regrets that, and he's ashamed of it, and, you know, he has to come back, and he's going to make amends for that, because he knows that that wasn't right. She didn't deserve that, and he knows that. So he's going to make a valiant effort to right his wrongs when it comes to that for her. Okay, next card out is, yep, I told you he has some regret, a lot of sleepless nights. He wish he could turn back time and go back and do it differently, you know what? But through bad things, good things happen. You know, you have to learn from these lessons. And unless you go through some bad stuff sometime, it doesn't benefit you. It's unfortunate that those are the ways in which we learn, you know? All right, the next card out is, yep, because you know what? He's tired of juggling. You know, he had his karmic cycle over there, and he had his Divine Feminine over here. And he knows now that karmic cycle doesn't serve him anymore. You see, he has this gold on in this picture, and he's healing right now. And also he has that green around his neck because he's opening up his heart to that love between him and his Divine Feminine. You know, he was closed off before, but now through all of those trials and tribulations that he's been through, he's opening up his heart to her. Also, I see like a little bit of a rainbow over his head. There could be some of these Divine Masculines who were quote-unquote straight guys, but really authentically they're gay guys. And this is something that they really have to overcome because, you know, they lived a life and they probably had children with their karmic and everything. I think what it was these marriages were like farces. I think that Divine Masculine was gay, and I think that the karmic was a lesbian. But I think that somehow they got together, you know, and through the alcohol, through whatever, they were able to produce children. And now they have to separate themselves from what no longer serves them because this is not their authentic self. That's not who they're supposed to be living. That's not how they're supposed to be living or what they're supposed to be doing. Now, their children are completely different. Children are innocent bystanders, and children were produced. They're not mistakes. They're meant to be. But Divine Masculine, Karmic and Divine Masculine, not so much, you know, because they've lived a lie. And like those children can feel that lie. They can feel there's no love in that house. They can feel mom and dad. They don't care about each other, you know. They love them, the kids. And also the kids see a lot of fighting and a lot of arguing, and that doesn't help the children either. So it's better for them to separate, you know, to have separate houses, you know, do their custody for the children, and do their, you know, monies for the children, and then go their separate ways and live their authentic lives. And that's what Divine Masculine is going to do. Okay? Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that bell so you know when I'm on here. Next card out is, yep, that's exactly what he's working on with this Eight of Pentacles. He's working on gathering that strength to get out of that karmic cycle that no longer serves him. Because you know what? He's tired of living, with that mask on, that false life. And also he's working on his stability. Because you know what? He probably, through these divorces and separations, he probably lost a lot of money. So he has to regain his money right now. He's probably doing a lot of working away from that house. And that doesn't help the kids either, because they never see their dad. Dad's always working. Okay, next card out is, yep. And it caused a lot of grief, a lot of regret, for the divine masculine, because he's living this life that he's not happy with. Yeah, that was the Gilded Tarot. Now we're going to be using the After Tarot. Please like, subscribe, and share, and ring that bell so you know when I'm on here. All right. Yeah. But you know what? He's working his way out of it. He's working hard to get himself stable. And he's going to be coming back and giving equally to his divine feminine, because he knows she deserves it, and so does he. All right. Thank you, Spirit. Yep. And there's our card. First card out is, yep, Ten of Swords. Yeah. Because you know what? He has to leave that one situation in order to have a new situation. So that situation's been dead for a while, that karmic cycle. He thought he could stay over there and he could fix things and he could make it better, but you can't. When something's dead, you can't revive it. He can't do that. It's over. Okay? But he gave it his valid try. He said, this is what I know. He was raised in this type of situation. No matter if the marriage is good or bad, you stick with it. You don't get a divorce. No, that's not good. That's not true. Because, like I said, the kids are the ones that are suffering the most. Because they know that the parents aren't happy. And they're living through this crap. Through this stuff. It's true. Okay, next card out is, yep. Yeah, he's moving slow. But Knight of Pentacles is the knight that makes it. And he's going to be bringing that beautiful offer to his divine feminine. Okay? Because he wants to make sure that everything is right. Because he knows if he comes to her and it's not right, she's not going to accept it. Okay? Point blank. She's been through a lot with him, and she's heard different stories, different situations from the past. And, the only way she's going to accept him is if he comes with the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Okay? Next card out is, yep, Wheel of Fortune. Because the wheel is turning. He knows it too. He knows the wheel is turning. And he knows that this is his destiny. He knows divine feminine is his total destiny. Okay? Whatever he was living with that karmic situation over there, that's not what he was supposed to be living. Okay? It was there for a purpose, because it taught him, and he had to go through that cycle in order to be able to appreciate his divine feminine and come back to her and live that life of authenticity for himself as well for her. Okay, next card out is, yep, because like I said, he's actually working away from this grief right now, because it was not rough. It's not easy, rather. It was rough. A lot of this stuff came from when he was a kid. He was probably abused, mentally, could have been abused physically, and he lived in this household where there was no love. The first love that he actually saw was his divine feminine. She's the one that opened his heart to love, because he never seen that before. There was a lot of bickering and screaming and yelling and, get over there, you're not worth it, and, shut up, you're not supposed to be saying anything, you don't know anything, all of that. All negative talk that didn't benefit him at all. Okay, next card out is, yeah. So he had to go within and get that, proper perspective on what is important. Okay, he thought that karmic cycle was important, but as you can see in the After Tarot, usually the hangman is just hanging in by himself. But in this one, his divine feminine is actually giving him water. So, he knows that the divine feminine coming into his life has changed his perspective completely. Okay? Yeah. Thank you, Spirit. Please like, subscribe, and share, and ring that bell so you know when I'm on here. Now we're going to be using the Messages of Love Oracle cards. Okay. First card out is children. Like I said, children are important to this partnership. That's true. It's like I said, a lot of these situations have children, and the children are the ones that have been suffering throughout the whole process because they didn't ask to come in and be abused and have to deal with parents that don't love each other and scream and yell at each other and maybe throw things at each other or hit each other. And for the kids to see that, it doesn't benefit them because that's the kind of life they're going to grow up to have unless they're strong enough to get themselves away from it. Okay? Yeah. That's why I said it's not good for the kids to be in that anymore because they're not getting the benefit. Okay, next card out is, release. Radical acceptance and surrender can help you let go. Yeah, that's what Divine Masculine has to do. He has to release that old situation, that karmic cycle, in order to come into his new cycle with his Divine Feminine. Okay? Yeah. And he knows that too. That's why he got that awakening when he was in that hangman position. Okay? Yeah, that opened his mind to a different perspective of his life. He never ever saw any type of perspective like he saw when he re-met his Divine Feminine in this life. She opened his eyes to a whole new way of doing things and a whole new life that he could have. And that's what he's working towards now. He's working hard to get to that life. Next card out. Right now he is unavailable because he's already in that karmic cycle. But he has to release it. And him releasing it will be a benefit for his kids anyway. He's been staying in that situation thinking that I need to stay here because of my children. But actually, he needs to release it to help his children so that they don't have to live in that. Next card out is, someone in this connection is gripped by obsessive thoughts. Yeah, he loves his Divine Feminine wholeheartedly. He loves everything about her. Mind, body, and soul. He loves her. Okay? He loves her like he's never loved anybody else in this world. And that's true. Next card out is acceptance. Everything happens for a reason. He has to love himself first, care for himself first, before he can come and love his Divine Feminine and care for her. Okay? So he has to accept himself. He has to go. He has to heal. He has to open his heart to love. He has to work hard to build his stability back because he wants to come back and work equally with her, equally give and take, because he wants to give her that offer. Okay? And he knows that this is his destined partner. Okay? That's why that wheel is turning. Okay? Please like, subscribe, and share. Ring that bell so you know when I'm on here. Now we're going to end with these Soul Connection Love Oracle cards. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. I keep smelling like some type of cologne or something. And I don't have anything on right now. But I just keep, it's like, like you probably, that's what happens. You probably, smell your Divine Masculine, or you smell like his cologne, or, if it's a female, you smell her perfume, and it just like, there's so many different things that remind you of your divine counterpart. Some people hear the lyrics in songs, that reminds them. Some people see the numbers, that reminds them. Some people hear from animals or see animals, that reminds them. There's so many different things that remind you on this journey. Okay? But all that stuff is there to bring you back together to each other. Like I said, we have to love ourselves first before we can love someone else. And that's what's happening right now in this separation. Separation is there for you to get yourself together. Get rid of all of those karmic situations, those people, those addictions, and to come back and love yourself and care for yourself so you can come back to your divine counterpart and love that person and care for that person. Okay, first love oracle card is boundaries. It says having sensible boundaries is important. Yeah. Like when we were together last time, there was like no boundaries. We just it was more like a situationship than anything. It was not even a love situation. But this time we come back, Mm-mm. Nope. It's gonna go slow. We're gonna take our time. We're gonna enjoy each other, and we're gonna learn each other. We're gonna grow with each other. We're gonna love each other, care for each other. Okay. Next card out is moment. It says, think of a special moment that brought you much joy with your partner. I have a lot of those, and I'm sure most of us do. Okay. The little things mean a lot. That's what I get from that card. Yep. A lot of times people think that these giant gestures are the important things, but it's not. It's the little things. Those are the things you cherish and you remember. Look at them. They're drinking coffee and she's holding the cup, feeling the warmth of the cup in her hand, and he's holding her hand. That's a little thing, but that means a lot. That's something they'll remember. When they become old people, you know, they'll say, honey, remember we were at that little cafe and I was drinking coffee, I was holding the cup to warm my hands and you grabbed my hand and like we just were sitting there talking and enjoying. Yes, those are the things that mean so much. Like I said, a lot of these relationships, I think divine masculine is younger than divine feminine, you know, and it could be by a significant amount, but you know what? It doesn't matter to him. And that was some of the stuff that was stopping him before. It was like he was worried about what people would think, and like a lot of these relationships, like I said, some of these divine masculines, they lived a straight life, and now they're gonna come back to their authentic self, which is a gay life. A lot of them could have met their like for instance with me, my divine masculine was married with kids, okay, but he met me. He knows that that's not the life for him. Okay, he knows that he wants to live, the homosexual life, the gay life. Okay, so he has to separate himself from that situation over there in order to come back to me. But you know what? It doesn't matter. Love is love. Like I said, in these relationships, it could be man woman, it could be woman woman, it could be man man. It doesn't matter. It's all love. It's all energy. So like people like have these little these little, situations. That's what it was. He was in these old mindsets, where his family told him, this is the way you're supposed to be. You're not supposed to be any way other than this. That's why there was so much grief, so many nightmares at night, because he's trying to fight against old mindsets. Okay, but he's totally breaking himself out of it now. Okay, because that's not what serves him. What serves him is when he becomes his authentic self. Then he can be accepting of himself and of his divine feminine. Okay, next card out is, your soul is preparing to reconnect, trust in the process. Because this is a soul relationship as well as a physical relationship. That's what makes it so unique. Okay? That's why he can't get away from it. He didn't understand. He said, I've been in so many of these, sexual relationships. I don't understand why this one's different. Because this is a soul relationship. This is your twin flame, your soulmate. Okay? This is not a trick. And that's what he made a mistake. Some of these divine masculines, they put their divine feminine as a trick. And then later on they found out, once they got that enlightenment, that no, she's not a trick. Well, he's not a trick. This is the real thing. This is the thing that makes my heart skip a beat. This is the thing that I love unconditionally, and it just blows my mind. Nothing like the person that you used to go with or be with. It's completely different, but it is perfect for you. You guys mesh. It's the best connection ever. Okay, last card out is synchronicity. The divine soul counterpart relationship is blessed with amazing moments of synchronicity. That's the numbers. That's the music. That's the animals. That's whatever you know in your heart. That was a sign that I'm supposed to be with my counterpart. Okay? We're going to read soul and synchronicities, and then we're going to close out the reading. Please like, subscribe, and share, and ring that bell so you know when I'm on here. Okay? First one is soul. It says, your soul is preparing to reconnect. Trust in the process. This is a time of happiness because you and your divine soul counterpart are drawing closer, ready to come together again. Much spiritual growth has been achieved to make this possible. Right now, faith is important as you let things unfold naturally. The appearance of this card suggests that your twin soul is just around the corner. Open your soul to love. That's true. Yeah. A lot of these counterparts are coming back together very soon. We have a new moon coming up, I think on the 28th of July. Then we have another one in August on like the 26th or 25th. Then we have another one in September on I think the 25th or 26th or something. So like I said, between these 3 new moons that are coming, a lot of these counterparts are coming back together. Okay? And like I said, it's going to start off as a friendship, and then you're going to see it quickly blossom into a loving, unconditional love, unconditional forgiveness relationship. Okay? The last one is synchronicity. It says a divine soul counterpart relationship is blessed with amazing moments of synchronicity. The word synchronicity means meaningful coincidence. The divine uses meaningful coincidences to communicate with us. This means that you don't have to rely only upon psychic messages, because when you are aligned with your divine purpose, you will receive miraculous signs on a regular basis. The acceptance of this card suggests that the divine is talking to you with the language of synchronicity. Yes, I see numbers, I hear music, I see animals, I see it in a TV show, in a movie that I watch. It's unbelievable the amount of synchronicities that I see daily, all the time. So I want to thank everybody for coming. Thank you, Spirit, for letting us see, hear, and feel the things we need to. Okay, like I said, some children are involved in this. So, basically, love yourself and care for yourself first. And also love and care for those kids also. Okay, make their lives as good as they could be. Because one day we used to be kids, and we know that those children are very, very important when it comes to this. Okay? All right, love everybody and have a great day. Bye.